This is a bait and switch. Hobbit's position allows Yekindar a little bit of wiggle room here to start to really set this alight, and he's going to do just that. He puts down the Kinder, he gets the lighter out, and Cloud9, they have just evaporated here, Blair. I mean, this is just a couple of blinks. The round is pretty much a done deal. Wasn't anything particularly explosive. They just got completely baited in there. Oh, Nafani's already made moves in. They didn't realize this. He's got one, but Yekindar stands his ground, makes a bit of a move. Knew his flashes were susceptible to landing on him, and Flit steps up with the FAMAS, but he's put down where he stands. And that's where some of the firepower not working outside his favor is going to sting. And they're already in a position, because of that previous round, losing so many weapons, they have to save. They're in such a dire position. You can see Buster hasn't even moved an inch off the A side. This round is done.
Yeah, and it's kind of unfortunate that one of the saved weapons is that MP9. So a huge round here for Cloud9, and you hit the nail on the head there, Vince. Like the previous round, hemorrhaging too many players on what was not even a half buy, not even a force buy, just a Deagle and maybe a P250 being purchased there from Cloud9. And despite losing the opening player there, that was Axel, falling to James AWP, they will pounce on the bomb side. Good trading overall. James not expecting the play to have dropped down. I feel like amongst all the army on that A bomb side.
Oh, the flash is so good, though. He may be alone, but he has the support from his teammates. And a big miss there on Shiro. Inters finally shows his hand from Palace, but it could be too little too late. There's more frags come out through mid. 17 seconds, Shiro will have enough time for the plant, and he won't be pushed down because the remaining CTs are clumped together through on jungle. And importantly, they've dealt with Hobbit. Shiro, though, is still alive, still in the fight. And Molotov will cordon off the connector peek into the stairs, and now he's going to try and peek behind that. The timing, though, is so brutal. And importantly, on outsiders, not only for Jay, the impact on the AWP there was massive. And now the timing working against, but Buster can't quite make the most of it. 35 seconds left, and Cloud9 starting to push onto the site. They still need to dethrone Kickert, who's put his position on Tetris and makes this a tentative task. Kickert and Buster, both chiming together in tandem, have surely secured this round, unless Inters can pull off a 1-on-3, but time itself against him. Bomb position is horrible, and James is watching the murder hole. So maybe Inters can try and hold on to this AK-47, but that is the best case scenario. They do have enough money alongside this to squeak another buyout, but it's outsiders now coming back into this, keeping 3 players alive, which is super important for their economy, and it's getting... Still hasn't been spotted. Mac-10 goes in first. Now they know. Headshot does connect, so Kickert may be living on borrowed time, and Shiro has had a lot of opportunities in this, but hasn't capitalized on any of them just yet. Could be going down, and indeed he shall to Kickert's hands. The weakened player is now finished off 2-on-2. 18 seconds, and James is still a thorn in the side, a pain in the backside of Cloud9. 10 seconds to go. They're going to force the bomb down, and Jungle didn't quite have the impact it was hoping for, but James has stayed alive for so long. He's still in with a shot. But now the change of tides comes in. His teammates have all fallen around him, and he now needs to be the aggressor with the AWP. And Inters will capitalize as he comes out into the open.
Really haven't made too many missteps here. A faster play coming in towards A. We haven't seen this that often, and they're getting shut down here. What a spray from Kickert, finding 2 kills. However, he will eventually fall from well-placed nade from Axel. 2v3 here. Still player advantage for the side of outsiders, as Shiro looking to bring this one back, but he will eventually fall as well, leaving it all in the very capable hands of Axel. A whiffed shot from James might give him an opportunity here.
He's got time. He has the bomb. He's got a bit of utility as well. If he can get this kill into Yekindar, this could be massive. There it is, but it's not cleanly, and James will make the most of it. It ends up with Shiro. He's managed to sneak his way into connector undetected.
Still needs to cross on over, though. And it's all about timing. Will James spot him or not? There is a bit of a window there from the sneak on in. And Shiro, has he somehow threaded it? They're going to try and flank this jungle position. This is so rough for the player inside the jungle. That is Flit. He's going to be found from both the sides. Shiro doesn't check him, though, and somehow Flit is still alive. Finally, he will be found by Nafany, and that's going to be the focus of the CTs. As Indra just comes running out of the smoke, and James is going to find an easy shot. Kicker's going to chip in with a couple of his own, and it's all fallen apart for Cloud9.
Man, Kicker right now.
The faster that window is going to close in his face. He's going to actually drop into the site without the bomb, so he's been spotted. But they haven't seen the C4 yet. Now the C4 can be retrieved by his teammate as Hobbit is just toying with Yakinder. He's aware of Buster just sort of running up towards bench as well, and Hobbit for how long? How much longer can he stay alive is the question. As Shiro finds Yakinder, the P to 50, dealing the pain. It's a 3v2. 30 seconds though, they need to get the bomb down. This is so uncomfortable for Outsiders.
No, not like this, Outsiders. You surely can't lose this round. Inter's now down to 20 HP, 25 seconds left, and Shiro's got his third, and he's still at 100% of his hit points. Buster, 29 to his name, finds both players. There's one, but Shiro's picked up a 4K. Cloud9 with daylight robbery. James, though, feels the same way, as his AWP has already sung once, but he's been forced out. That utility is so good. It may not end up mattering though, but Intis is keeping this round just about alive by the slimmest of margins. Now they trade up to the AWP. Shiro is going to get aggressive, realizing that if they stay on the site static, they will just be outnumbered and outgunned. Big damage exchange between the two market players. And now Intis is doing damage on the approach. Big headshot, but it's down to Kickert again. He's been a nuisance, a nemesis on A, but can now come full circle. He may have just been spotted. Half the fuse is left, and Kickert has been eradicated from Shiro. And with Buster on 18, he has to get out of there. He has to tap out. Cloud9 will tie us up again.
There was a window there for Buster to sneak on in, because this was unconfirmed damage in Buster, right? It was just a shot rattled off by Shiro. What a well-played round there from Shiro and Intos. They knew they had a man.
Rotation in. Cloud9, they've been read entirely. Outsiders are up to the task, and now Kickert with a 5-7 is going to put down some more frags. Shiro low, Axel and Hobbit still alive, but they find themselves a player behind him, make that 2. Yakinder from CT box makes this an even taller task ahead, and there's also a flank in. The long con all the way around the back from Buster. Yakinder may not require that though. He kicks off the round with the aggression in middle, comes full circle. He may go down, but surely he's done enough, because Shiro on 13 HP is about to get swung in onto Buster. One bullet anywhere on Shiro's person, and this round, this half is done. And there it is, Buster with the overkill fall on its head real quick. But Nafani being picked off from Buster is massive. This off angle may not get pushed in just yet, but now Axel around the back of them. He could be getting multiple frags here. There's one, and a second as well. That spills the bomb down, and all he has to do is stay alive. The chaos, the interference, the interplay from Cloud9 has worked out so well, even though they lost the first player.
You called it. You called the position from Inters, and you were from Axel, and you were like, yeah, they don't clear this angle. It's gonna go very alright for the T side, and indeed that took place. They get the kill on towards Nafni and Connector, and immediately they just run in towards that B bomb side. And the moment he strikes, right, the moment he strikes, obviously attention is diverted in this direction, and that's when the other CTs, they pounce. Timing did quite pan out for Kickert. Maybe if it pressured the apartment simultaneously while his teammates were coming up short, it could have worked out as Inter's hunt. James has no idea he's walked on pass. Kickert is in for a rude awakening right now. And Nafni's pretty much single-handedly won the round for his team. He executes Kickert. And now it's all on James and Buster. 2v4. They've got the bomb. They still have some bit of time to work with. Do they go for this, though? This would be so uncharacteristic for James to go for this play with 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, this normally would be the classic James time moment, but they're going to go in. The C player on tall booth, nice frag. They have Buster, 2 kills back to back. No player from the CT can stop this bomb plan. They have the cross covered from Catwalk, but it's now been smoked. So James picking up the pace. This is more like it. But Inters bypasses the smoke, spots the head briefly of Buster, and they have the second contingent in the form of the CT boxes, and Shiro's going to show his hand, but there's James, a 2v4 clutch, much better from Outsiders. Finally, just getting up the staircase here, but no one is forthcoming. Yakinder gets the entry, that's what they've been looking for, can try and crack this open, but now Nafani springs into action. Snatches the life out. James shuts him down in the back, and Shiro smokes himself into close proximity. This is getting uncomfortable. James getting aggressive again and getting so much reward for it. Good spray from Kickert, leaving Axile alone. And he's stuck marooned on an island in mid.
What a round from James. What a round from James. Even though Yakinder gets taken down, he was patient, playing at the edge of the smoke, finds a player towards staircase, and then just comes jumping in through the smoke, catching a rotation as well. That looked like Cloud9 had that locked down. And somehow Outsiders, you pointed it as well, Vince, they had the one solitary smoke in Yakinder's hands, and somehow they crack open that A bomb site. Not just crack it open, they lose just one player in the process, right? It was a 4 versus 5, and they just dismantle that hold from Cloud9.
He got crunched by a grenade just before that, dropped down about 15 HP. He won't. Oh my god, Yakinda! I was about to say he won't live to tell the tale, but he proves me completely wrong. Carves a path through the head. Are you serious? That is massive. And Kicker gets the better of Hobbit, who has a really lapsed spray. So not only are outsiders in a commanding position for this round, they haven't lost a single player. The bomb will be getting planted on A, and it seems like Cloud9 just want to pull the plug and save on the B side of the map. Yakinda, though, I mentioned before, Blair, unleash this man. Let him entry. Let him get you rounds. And that's exactly what happens in round 24.
This dead team energy, Vince, it's insane. That was all that Yakinda admit. He had no back.
Nafani just has a Famasto, but that molly isn't going to extend. He should be getting kills. There's one, but only one, while Kickert's attention is elsewhere. 3 kills go the way of outsiders. Oh, it was so scrappy. If Nafani's aim was just crisp there, he gets both. Instead, it's down to Axile and Inters. Inters has bypassed the smoke. That could give him the benefit of taking down Kickert, who is low and finished off from that nade. He was also spammed up through the box from Catwalk at the same time. So great teamwork, but considering Axile's low percent on his health bar, just one stray bullet and he's gone. Thus, he picks up the AWP, trying to bait out the shot for his Inters to come in instead, but James finds him, nails him, puts him down. Inters with the spray good for one. Probably not anticipating both players to be here, but Inters not punished on the cross. Buster misses his chance, but the time is so low. Although there is a kit, Inters can get the frag. I don't think he'll even survive with this AWP. He may die to the bomb. It's so unfortunate. Exactly, now is positioned on A site. That is their one ace that they currently possess. Hobbit's fallen down, but Shiro is making amends. We'll get a bit of revenge in the process, down to 72. And at this point, the 2 USB wielders will just try and basically bait out the fire and draw the fire towards them so Shiro can really explode. 20 seconds on the clock. Things are starting to get a little bit uncomfortable, and Axile now from the triple box will finish off a weakened Kicker. He may get sprayed down from a couple players pushing onto the site, but Shiro is still alive. Up on the staircase, 10 seconds to play with. Shiro with the spray takes down Flit, and now they just need to stay alive. There's not enough time for the plant, and Shiro will punish them. The Hero M4 living up to its name, and Cloud9 2.
Now, the T's, they have utility to deploy, and it's going to be Nafny to open things up. A nice tap, and Yakinda will fall.
They have no mollies either for Hobbit's position. He's basically completely free. He's gone back up to the top again. Jane may have bypassed his location, though. He's in sandwich. And that could be a key moment in this round, but Hobbit with 2 as James watches. Yes, he may collect the life of Hobbit, but it's too little too late. And now James joined by Kicker. They've got to stave the onslaught of 4 players, and Shiro proving he can do it with the rifle, he can do it with the AWP, and the Fani will seal the deal. 16-12 to Cloud9, but they had to work for that game.